Hey everybody, Bonnie Bonadeo here, your coach for the SOS Salon Coaching Program. So we're all about saving our salons, but we're also about saving your salons. And I know that the Save Our Salon is a hashtag that's being widely used right now. I developed this program in 2019 to be able to help salons to be more profitable so that they can prosper and continue to grow and build that business that they've always wanted to do. Save Our Salons took on a whole new meaning for 2020 and beyond, and it's taking on a whole nother meeting right now for our salons in California that are still struggling to be open. So we're thinking about you, we're praying for you, and we're hoping that you guys get open soon, because it's crazy that you're the only state that is not open at this point in time. And anything I can do to help, you just reach out to me, California. All right, so this particular program, the SOS Salon Coaching Program, is what you consider to be individual and group coaching. So I coach one-on-one with my clients in this particular formatted framework that we work with, but we also have group sessions. And today you get to experience one of our group sessions. Now, the current clients that I have the opportunity to show up to the group sessions and get additional coaching opportunities specific to a category that we're doing. So each and every week we do a clinic, and the clinic is made up of the framework, which I'll go through in just a minute. But I'm sharing the clinics for the month of August out to the industry so that you guys can get an experience of what we're doing and what we're about, and how I can help you as a coach, and how the other salon owners in this particular group, which is designed for salon owners, suite owners, or independent beauty companies that are looking to grow a brand. Okay, so if you're growing a brand, I can be your coach, because I am the brand connection coach, to be able to support you on that. So again, you can find out more information on www.sosssaloncoaching.com to jump in and join. So today we're working on the sales clinic. Now, the sales clinic is a part of our framework. And what we're going to be talking about today is value-based selling, okay, and values-based selling. Both of those two things are not synonymous. They are very different, because we want to add value to our customers, but we want to base it on our values as a business, because I believe that in today's day and age, that's what's attracting more people to want to come and do business with you in there. So we base this entire program around this framework here, and it's called the SOMME Framework. And I say that some people will be successful and some will not. And it's really going to depend on, do you understand these 5 pillars of success that are going to help you to actually succeed as an entrepreneur? So, and these are business pillars. These aren't just exclusive to the salon industry or the beauty industry. These are pillars of success that any business could succeed with having an understanding. Now, each of these pillars of success, sales, operation, mindset, marketing, and education, each have their own subcategories within there. So you'll see as we go through clinics each week that we're going to focus on one of these categories, and then it might be dive down even deeper to be able to meet a subcategory that we'll specifically talk about, depending on what that is. Today, we're going to talk about values-based selling here. And we're going to focus in on the selling or the sales category of the SOMME framework here. So let's get started with what we are doing here. Values-based selling, let's define that first. Values-based selling is an approach that focuses on the benefiting the customer through the sales process. I know a lot of times when we think we're selling something, we have to be able to determine, what is it that we're selling? Are we selling features? Are we selling the benefits? Are we selling the outcomes? Are we selling ourselves in that process? Because the truth is people buy people. They buy belief and trust. They buy a commitment. They buy an end result. So it can't just be this elusiveness of this thing that you're selling, whether it's a service or an actual product. You have to make it more personal and values-based selling in order to be more successful at it. And right now, while we're in these very difficult times with, not only this pandemic, but also the economy kind of being unstable at this point, you want to make sure that you're not just selling something that somebody else is selling as well. Now, That would be saying, I'm selling a haircut, I'm selling a hair color, I'm selling a balayage, I'm selling highlights, I'm selling gray coverage or whatever. You have to be able to think about, how are you selling this better than the next person? Because when you just sell it under that broadness, you're not selling a point of difference. So values you, values them is what starts to show up here when you see brands that are successful in their selling and competing in a marketplace. Okay. So value-based selling, again, is the approach that focuses on benefiting the customer throughout the sales process. And the focus is taking on a consultative approach to provide value to the customer. So the sales decision is made based on potential value of the product and the service that it can provide. Okay, so it's based on value of what you're selling and values based on who's selling it and who's buying it. So it's got a lot more depth in that meaning than possible. But let's talk about selling in general, just the sales process in general. There's only 2 ways to increase sales. 2, that's it. So we're simplifying the selling process all the way down to the nitty gritty here. 2 ways. What are they? 1, find new clients. Okay. 2, sell more to existing clients. That's it. If you categorize and look at your business, and your business is designed to be able to sell goods and services, you want to be able to kind of package up a sales process under these 2 different arenas. 1, we have a sales process that's all about finding new clients. 2, we have a sales process that's about selling more to our existing clients, upgrading services, add-on services, home maintenance products and services, okay? That's it. But you still have to have a selling process that's unique to both of these particular programs. Now, I know that during this pandemic, being closed, our sales are down in our salon business, okay? And I'm going to categorize this within beauty and salon business. I also know that now that we're open, with the exception of California, we may not be able to make up the lost time. Depending on how long you were closed, it might be difficult to be able to make up the lost time of those sales that you are not going to get. But you can look at opportunities of being able to say, am I gaining new clients? And why are new clients coming to me? Or are my clients in a position that they can spend more with me while they're in the salon with me? And what can I offer them in order to upgrade their value, upgrade their services, and upgrade the ticket price to be able to increase my sales over time? And I'm going to show you some ways to be able to do that. So, find new clients. Let's look at that. We're going to say that this is values-based. Yes, it's about them, but it's also, what are you doing to draw them in? That does not include selling your products or services, but instead how you want them to feel. So if you want them to feel good about themselves, you might need to do more than just a haircut. You might say, you know what, let's put in a beautiful highlight just right here in the front. It'll only take a few more minutes. I've got time in my schedule to be able to do that, but it's going to brighten your day, and it's going to brighten your face and your features. Okay, something as simple as that could be a total value add, and that would be kind of under the category of upgrading that existing client. Okay, so in finding new clients, you want to be able to decide, how am I finding new clients? Are they coming to me? Are they out there? Am I getting any new clients at this point in time? And I know a lot of salons are, and the reason why they probably are is because there's a lot of movement going on right now. There's salons that are closing. There's salons that are shifting. There's employees that are moving and everything. So clients are looking for this new place to go. And or they haven't been happy where they've been, and they see now is the time that they want to find a new place that maybe makes them feel better, safer, faster. The services are faster. The atmosphere is more relaxing, or the atmosphere is more upbeat. Whatever that is, this is how you're going to be able to find your clients. So let's look at 10 ways to be able to find new clients. Sell why you exist, not what you do. So why do you exist? Okay. Do you exist just to be able to, stand behind the chair? Do you exist to be able to bring other people in and provide them employment? Do you exist to have your community look and feel good about themselves? Now, why you exist probably has some personal story behind it as to why you got into this business to begin with. Sell that. Sell the story, okay? Sell who you exist for, okay? Figure out who that avatar is of your particular client, your ideal client, that dream client that you want. Who are they and what's going on in their lives right now? Okay, so if you say it's a woman from 35 to 45, she's married, she's working from home, she's got one or two kids that are now not in school or maybe just in a virtual environment of school a portion of the time or all of the time. Okay, you have to then decide, what does she really need? Does she need a long, drawn out service that makes her feel good? Maybe. Or maybe she needs quick service that has her look good and feel good, but doesn't take up a lot of time because she's got a lot going on in her life right now. Like, nothing's consistent right now, you guys, okay? So sell who you exist for, define who that avatar and that client is, and speak to what they're experiencing right now and speak to the values that they want to see in being able to visit you or have you be the salon of their choice. Sell what you offer to be in existence, not necessarily services or products. It kind of is like the top one, okay? So why do you exist? You know, I've been in the industry for 39 years. You know, I saw this great opportunity to be in a people-driven business. So I knew that I was not going to want to be an accountant. I knew that I wanted to be with people, and this was a very people-driven industry. So I exist to be able to make those connections with people. And then, of course, the offer that I'm existing is to have people look good and feel good and have a place that they're comfortable in, okay? So you guys know the story of Starbucks, where there was always this, they called it, part of their brand strategy was that Starbucks was the third place. So there was home, there was work, and then Starbucks became the third place. Well, under the guise of this pandemic, Starbucks some of them are just now opening up. But most of them, if they have a drive-through, that's how they're providing service to the clients. So they're looking to change their strategy under the new pandemic of being able to create more drive-throughs, faster service, more efficient and faster services, and less people sitting inside hanging out all day using free Wi-Fi. Okay, because that doesn't exist anymore right now. So they're having to reframe their business to be able to meet the needs of our addiction to Starbucks, right? So being in line and being like the 8th or 9th car in Starbucks is a really long time. It's not like Chick-fil-A, okay, or McDonald's or anything like that. It's not fast. It's not efficient. It's slow and methodical. But there we are, sitting in line waiting for our, cold brewed nitro cafe type of thing. Okay, so it's yes, we're in line for that particular product, but we're in line because the brand already exists in our environment that we want it enough that we're willing to wait in line. If your brand is not at that level, you need to figure out what it's going to take for clients to say, I don't care if I have to wait 3 weeks to get my hair done. I'm not going anywhere else. That's the appointment that I'm going to have because I like where I go. Okay. So new clients, you want to sell the offer as to why you're in existence. All right. Efficiency, talent, beauty. Okay. A safe place, selling safety. Why should they trust you? And now more than ever, we need to be selling safety. As a matter of fact, I think it's the number one thing you should be selling is safety. Okay. You should be proud of what you're doing in regards to keeping the salon safe. You should be proud if you are in an environment and an experience where you have not had any COVID cases and you have a very clean and healthy and sanitized and disinfected environment that people can feel comfortable coming into and being touched. Okay. And being touched. Because that was one of the original things that has made us non-essential. And I think it's one of the things that California is still battling over is because we have a license to touch. We also have a license for sanitation as well. Sell your team's talent, Okay, sell what else is going on in the salon. It might be that you're selling particular affiliations of product lines that you use that might attract people. So if you're, an Orbea or a Veda, or the lines that consumers are very, very aware of and are looking for that type of experience, sell that. Sell team talent, sell some of the affiliations that you have with your vendors. All right. Sell your story. That's probably one of the most valid things I can say to you right now is people want to do business with really good people. People want to do business with people they trust. And selling your story is going to be probably one of the most powerful ways that you'll be able to make connections with new clients. All right. Sell your personal experience in business. Which is kind of a story within a story. So it may not be your original story, but it might be that you've been in business in this particular area for an extended period of time. And that gives you that credibility to be able to say, I'm not going anywhere. We might be in a pandemic right now. You might be looking for a new salon. You might fear that you go somewhere and then next thing you know, they won't exist anymore. Give them that faith that you've been in business for a while and you're going to continue to be in business. All right. So sell that experience in business, sell small business. I'm telling you, I don't think we're doing this enough, you guys, but we need to be playing the small business card right now. We need to be really encouraging clients to be doing business with us and buying products from us. As a small business in order to shop small and take care of the community, because nobody wants to see any business go out of business. Nobody does. And right now that scares us to even think about it because it could be the onset of another devastating recession. And I don't think anybody wants to experience what we went through between 2008 and 2012. Okay. Nobody wants to go through that. And then sell how you problem solve. All right. And then, so whatever that problem is, define it. Okay. Gray coverage, blonde highlights, brassy tones, frizzy hair, humidity causing frizz, curls are in, textures in, whatever it is that you're trying to solve. And then just duplicate that 10 more times with new solutions, with new problems. Okay, so look at a campaign and just say, this week, the problem that we're going to solve is gray coverage. Or next week, the problem that we're going to solve is people that don't want to color their hair anymore and want to transition back to their natural gray. The week after that, we're going to solve a problem of frizziness, and we're going to talk about our smoothing treatments. Okay. The week after that, we're going to solve the problem of, maybe you're encouraging men to come in your salon, and you're going to put a focus on that you do male clientele. Okay. And that problem solved. We have plenty of stylists that do fabulous men's haircuts, and you're going to get the best haircut you've ever had, that type of thing. Okay. Just keep thinking, what problems do I solve? How can I attach that to a product or service? And then how can I actually promote that? And of course, just shampoo, rinse, and repeat, you guys. Just do these same things over and over again. You have so much content. I think people fear the sales process because they don't think they have enough to say or sell. You have tons of stuff to be able to sell, okay? All right, so here's sell more to existing clients. And, you have to be able to think about this too. Sorry, I went too fast. Are you charging for all parts and labor? That's the first thing you need to look at. So if you're a salon owner with an employee-based environment, okay? Or if you're an independent person, I want you to think about this. Are you charging for all parts and labor? So if you went to your auto mechanic and you brought your car in and you drove up to the service department, and then they did a consultation with you, what seems to be the problem? What do you need done? That type of thing. And, you could say, my engine light is on, and also my wipers are old. I'm wondering if you can replace the windshield wipers. Okay, so they're going to evaluate that. When you get the bill is going to have parts and labor. All right, the parts are going to be so much. So the engine light was because a gasket was broken. Okay, and they replaced the gasket. So the gasket was a certain amount of money, say $10. And then you asked for new windshield wipers, and windshield wipers were $40. Okay. So your parts came to $50. Your labor, of course, is where the money really comes in, because they make a certain amount per hour to be able to do that work. So then you've got, say, $200 on labor. So now the entire bill is $250. Now, this wouldn't be a bad thing for our industry to do if we really thought about it. It would create far more consistency in pricing, and also train our customers to be able to understand that just because you could buy something for $7 doesn't mean you can use it and get the results that you think you can by yourself without the service part of it, okay? Without the service part of it. But you probably should be evaluating all of your cost of goods. What does it cost? What does the color and developer cost? What does the toner on top of that cost? What does the shampoo and conditioner at the back bar cost? The way to be able to sell more to existing clients is being very clear on what your investment of your cost of goods are, your product cost of goods, and then understanding the labor part on top of that. So you might have a price menu, and the price menu might be $150 for a full highlight service and style. Okay, that doesn't include the haircut, let's say. So in that $150, you have to be able to kind of determine how much of that is product usage. All right. And are your teammates, are your members of your crew, are they all appropriately charging if they use one color or two colors or a toner with that, or adding additives to the color in order to combat brassiness or add intensity? Okay. Are they upgrading it or adding those to the ticket price so that you can keep really good track? I promise if you do this exercise of being able to look at your cost of goods, you will automatically give yourself a raise, because you're going to price appropriately based on those items that you're using in there, okay? And what else do they need to be committed to or connected to their values and yours, okay? So this would be looking at, how am I selling? Because remember, this is a sales clinic, you guys. Because what we just talked about with parts and labor is an operational conversation, but I needed to have that conversation with you on operations in order for you to understand how to increase your sales. So you could say, I'm going to increase the sales because right now I have a lot of clients that didn't take good care of their hair during the pandemic. They need repair features. So whatever that product is that helps to repair hair, put it on them. Do it at the sink, massage it in, put them under the dryer, put them under a heat lamp, whatever it is that they need repair. Maybe they need to moisturize. Maybe their hair is just completely dry. And stress can play a big factor in the condition of the hair right now. So I know that my hair gets very brittle, not because I'm over coloring it, or over processing it. It gets very brittle because when I'm stressed, my hair shows it, my skin shows it, my face shows it. I mean, this is true for all of us, right? This internal stress comes out eventually externally, and it shows up in our nails and our hair. Maybe your clients need moisture. Okay, so you're going to create a moisturizing treatment. You're going to massage it in at the back bar. You're going to put them under the dryer. You're going to put them under heat lamps. You're going to value add up that particular treatment. Maybe they need a seal. Maybe they're always complaining that their hair gets brassy, or they're like, oh, we've been hanging out at the pool so much. That's all our weekends are anymore, since we're not doing much, is hanging out by our pool. And maybe what's happening is that their color is not lasting as long. So maybe you need to do a sealant, some type of, shine or toner type sealant in order to do that. That would be an upgrade service. Do you see the words I'm using, you guys? I'm not saying, now here's how you sell a toner. When they say I'm hanging out at the pool all weekend or every weekend, and then and then you get the opportunity to ask and say, how's your color lasting? And they're like, oh, you know what? Not very good. I feel like I've been using a lot of blue shampoo to kind of keep it toned. Maybe they need a sealant. Okay, you're going to upgrade them. Maybe there's an enhancement. Okay, maybe the enhancement is something fun, like, doing a money piece in the front, or maybe the enhancement is a pink strip on the side, or something, some colorful thing that just represents them that they might mention, or that you might mention as well. You're going to enhance the service. All right. Maybe they need to be brightened. Okay, and brighten could be toning it. It could be adding additives to your particular color. Could just be like, a partial foil. You're going to brighten their hair. Maybe they need to cover gray. Okay. And you're looking at kind of having the conversation with them of what are some best options to be able to cover gray. Maybe they're not coming in often enough, and so it's not the gray coverage or the gray hair is showing more than it should be for them to feel good about themselves. Maybe it's a new style. Okay. Or just in general styling it. Maybe, upgrade it to being able to show them how to do the curls, or how to be able to flat iron the hair at home, or, upsell them a brush to be able to get the better blowout at home. Maybe they need to smooth. Maybe they get really frizzy hair this time of year. Maybe they're in a very humid environment. Or maybe they've been complaining about their hair texture just kind of being hard to manage and hard to style out. Maybe they need a bonding treatment or a smoothing treatment. Okay. Curl. I'm seeing a lot of, now this is kind of more relevant for the young boys who seem to be all wanting to get little perms on the top of their head. So maybe curl is an option. Okay. Maybe putting some curl in the hair, maybe putting some texture into the hair. I know that, one of our favorite products in this salon is American Wave. And that's a Nicaraguan product. And it's a wave that just provides some texture. It's not like a curly perm. It provides some texture. So maybe check that out. Maybe that's a new item you can add to your menu and upgrade some experiences. Maybe it's ease. Maybe clients are complaining that their hair has just been, they've just been putting it up in a ponytail because it's too hard to do, or they just don't want to take the time to do it. They're lazy. They're not going out of the house as much. So maybe they don't want to do it. So maybe there's something you can do to make it more easeful for them. Okay. Creating an easeful look, or tone, which we kind of talked about. Maybe it's time to get a trend, or softness. Okay, that could just be providing them treatment maybe, or it could be providing them products to take home to create that softness in the hair and showing them how to be able to do these things. All right, maybe you're selling youth. Right now, I feel like I've aged 10 years, maybe even 20 years. Okay, I feel inactive. I feel old. Frankly. So maybe one of the key words that you need to be selling is youth. I've been doing this technique on my clients. It's really giving them a more youthful appearance. All right. You could be offering other services as well. I mean, if you're a lash person, or if you have spa or facial treatments within your business, my goodness, that's a beautiful thing. Maybe there's even an opportunity to cross promote with a different type of facility, so that you can gain new customers or upgrade the selling to existing customers by cross promoting and sharing or collaborating with another business in there. You know what the truth is, you guys, this is really what we're selling most of the time. We're selling confidence. When we were shut down, they didn't feel good about themselves. They were scared. They didn't look good. Then all of a sudden, we're all on Zoom. We're all having to do, these meetings, online, and people wanted to look good again. And they just didn't feel like, they looked good on camera. You're staring at yourself on camera, and they needed confidence. They needed confidence to trust that they can do this. All these things that are new to us under this pandemic, we need a new set of confidence. And sometimes what you offer is confidence. Okay. Now, maintenance, of course, is providing them maintenance products to go home with so that their look, their color, everything lasts longer and is in better shape when they come back to be able to do it again. Maybe you're selling finding love. Okay. Like right now, it's kind of hard to be able to think about, the dating, but I'm seeing a lot of articles and I'm seeing it on the news that people are trying to figure out how to virtual date, and what they said is happening, which is really interesting. And I really do believe this. They said because people aren't in a position to be able to meet right away, the game plan used to be do whatever you can to get to that meeting. Okay. And that was kind of from a guy's point of view, like don't linger on phone calls and emails and texting and stuff like that. Get right to the date, because there was always this running joke, especially when I was single, and online dating as well. There was this running joke that it says like men are like microwaves and women are like slow cookers. They say that men can determine whether they want to spend any more time with you in a nanosecond. And women are kind of like, should I go out on a second date with him? You know, like really thinking it through, like they don't know the answer to the question that they're asking themselves at that time. But you could be helping them to find love. Okay, so that's what you're selling. You're not selling, oh, you should try a new haircut, or oh, you need more highlights in there. Oh, let's do a balayage technique. Those are very popular. Do you see the difference? You're selling love. Okay, so if they're saying, oh my God, I've been single for so long, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to, manage finding somebody during a pandemic and everything. And it's like, well, let's give you a new look. And then maybe try this virtual online dating thing that's going on, okay? Maybe they need to find work. Maybe they've been laid off or furloughed, or their business went out of business. Maybe they need to find work, and maybe they need the confidence and the youthful appearance in order to be able to find work. These are things you are selling, okay? It's not the haircut, it's not the color. You're selling these things. Finding referrals. All right. So we always say that, our client's hair is our walking billboard. Okay. It's our walking business card. So, but you have to tell clients to be able to do that and say, you know what, your hair looks so fabulous. Honestly, I would love for you to share with any of your friends or any of the acquaintances that you have of who does your hair. And certainly if they ask, here's a couple extra business cards that you can hand to them, or send them to my Instagram account. Or my website or whatever that is. Okay. So you could be selling referrals, but ultimately you guys, we're selling beauty. I mean, at the end of the day, we are selling beauty, but think about it in a much bigger, broader term than haircuts and color. Sell beauty to people, because right now in the world, the way it is, we could all use a little bit more beauty. Okay. So sell you and the outcome, not the boat. All right, I'm going to share with you guys a little story here. We had when we went to the Virgin Islands, and so Virgin Gorda is the name of the island, and our captain of our boat had said, oh, we're going to go visit Nectar Island, and so but we're going to go on this glass bottom boat over to Nectar Island. So I'm thinking, ooh, cool, a glass bottom boat, right? So we scurry to the other side of the island to be able to catch the glass bottom boat to go over to Necker Island. And Necker Island is the island that Sir Richard Branson owns. And there's tons of wildlife on it. It's a beautiful, beautiful island, right? So we were all like, okay, we're going on this cool glass bottom boat over to Necker Island type of thing. Well, we get there and there's this boat. This is the boat. Okay, guys, this is the boat. Now, this isn't anything too fancy. And yes, there was a glass bottom on it, okay? And, the water was very choppy that day, so we couldn't necessarily see a lot of the bottom. But there were spaces and there were times as we were kind of getting closer to the island where it was very, very clear all the way to the bottom and you could see things. But you know what the experience was? The experience was the gentleman. His name is Gumption. So he's the captain of this glass bottom boat. He was delightful. He was a great storyteller. He got us so excited about the island that the boat was now irrelevant, didn't mean anything anymore, okay? We were so excited to be able to have this exclusive trip over to Necker Island and to be able to see the wildlife. And he is the only person ever in history to this day that can take you on to Sir Richard Branson's island. Okay. And it's because of the relationship that he has with Richard Branson. All right. And that's all part of his story. So if you ever get to experience this, if you ever go to Virgin Gorda in the British Virgin Islands, you got to find Gumption, you got to get on his glass bottom boat, and you got to get to Necker Island. Okay. It's not about the boat. At first, I thought it was about the boat, the glass bottom boat over to Necker Island. But the truth is, it was Gumption, who was amazing, and it was Necker Island that was amazing. So you want to sell you, okay, Gumption, and the outcome, Necker Island, the most beautiful, beautiful island there was. And it had this great sandbar right here. You can see in the picture. There was this beautiful sandbar. We got to go walk around the island, and we got to see flamingos, turtles, lemurs, tortoises, iguanas, you name it. Every type of wildlife you could imagine was on the island. And we heard story after story after story of the island, of Richard, of Gumption and Richard's relationship, of Gumption and how he grew up. Everything about that experience was amazing. Okay, so when we took the glass bottom boat back to the dock on the other island, the entire experience was great. I want you to think about it from that perspective, you guys. I want you to think, I'm not selling the boat ride. I'm selling the outcome and the experience I want my clients to have being in my salon, me being in the environment that I'm providing these services or products to, or maybe even just buying my products if you're more of a product company. All right, does that make sense? Sell the outcome, sell you and the outcome, not necessarily the boat. All right, and the outcome was the amazing island. Okay, so you guys, that was an example of a sales clinic. Now, when I have clients show up to the sales clinic, obviously they get additional time. They can ask anything they want in regards to the topic at hand, and I can provide them additional coaching. When a group of people show up on these clinics, then what happens is that everybody gets a little bit of coaching, either via a person asking the questions or the opportunity for anybody to ask questions in that. So these live weekly sessions happen each week. And again, we work on them with the framework. So do you need more support right now to get your systems in place? Real support, not the kind of support, what I call beauty comics, where people are going on to these forums and asking for help and assistance and getting 95% poor advice. All right. Maybe you need one-on-one support to get you through this personally. I can tell you it hasn't been easy for a lot of people. Don't be ashamed of that. Get the support that you need. Do you need to be in a group of like-minded owners that is striving to survive and get to the point where they're thriving again? Well, this is the group that you want to be in. And when's going to be a good time for you to get that help? All right. So go to sossaloncoaching.com and check it out. The pricing, the structure, you can sign up on there as well. But there's an opportunity. One of the buttons is to be able to set up a 20-minute call with me to be able to see if we're a good fit. And if this is what you need to get started to get that support you have. So to all my owners that are currently in the program, thank you so much for participating with us. And listen, they're a great resource too. I want to brag about all the owners that I have in this program because they are a tremendous resource to each other as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys. Go to the link now, SOSSaloncoaching.com, and see if now is the time for you to be able to get the support that you need. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully see you next week.